They may seem stoic, firm, strict, or harsh sometimes, but at heart, they're human. In the following clips, we've gathered moments when the tenderness of royal guards slipped from their straight backs and stern eyes. Get ready to feel some emotions and even shed a tear or two.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna kill me. Sorry. No, God, no.
Nothing seems out of place as this guard maintains a poker face and looks onward while he stands guard. He's on duty, and it's normal for them to look harsh, but it doesn't deter this young girl from coming really close to him and slipping her small hands into the guard's big ones. She is in fact his sister. One thing about royal guards and their horses is that they always have a soft spot for children. This guard wraps his hand around the girl's and even caresses it, making her feel safe and seen. Nobody but the royal guards know just how stressful their job is. But we can only imagine that it must be stressful staying in one position and maintaining a posture for hours, not to mention sitting on a horse for hours. The horses and the guards must be very sore at the end of the day. That's why it's not surprising to see this guard break character when a colleague comes to check on him. It must be relieving to see a familiar face after dealing with annoying tourists for hours. The guard cannot help smiling and even chuckling as he catches up with his colleague. These guards must have had a lot to talk about between themselves. They spent a lot of time recalling all the amusing and annoying things that must have happened while on duty, because trust me, they do see a lot. Imagine having to deal with tourists of different ages and backgrounds all day long, repeating yourself, yelling, and begging. That's so much work and too many experiences in one day. No wonder they have a lot to talk about and laugh about. After all, they're human. There is a modern saying that goes, "Real recognizes real." We see a live demonstration of this as the veteran in this video throws a salute as he passes by the royal guard on duty. The guard in return salutes with the sword. Both men are serving and have served the country honorably. The mutual respect and honor soldiers have for themselves is always admirable and emulation worthy. The guard must have felt very honored to receive the salute from the veteran. It's not every day you see someone who has been in your shoes pay homage to you. The veteran does the same to the second guard on duty. This veteran received a salute even before he identified himself. He must be a familiar face to the royal guard, who looks so happy to see him. His straight face breaks into a huge smile, and they have a short but hearty chatter. It must be a welcome break from the guard, who must have been bored out of his mind from dealing with tourists all day long on horseback. They can be heard catching up on so many things. The veteran is asking about some people and things in the palace, and the royal guard is happy to share all he knows. In an unusual situation such as this, we see not only the royal guards, but the royalty itself break out of character. This royal guard commander has fallen to the ground, attracting the stare and shock of onlookers and his colleagues. Among his company is Prince William. Immediately, his colleagues, including Prince William, reach out to help him. It's not surprising to see a royal guard slumping while on duty. After all, they spend long hours under the sun and in the cold working to keep the palace safe. In the end, they are human and are expected to have their moments of weakness. The show of support for this guard is heartwarming. They even share a laugh and some jokes. This royal guard commander is working by the gate when an old couple pulls up beside him. The old man is revealed to be a veteran, and a heartfelt conversation ensues. Conversations with veterans always lift up the day of royal guards on duty. It's always interesting to hear their words of wisdom and experiences. This royal guard commander sure looks extremely glad to chat with a veteran and his wife. If we only saw part of this clip, we'd think this royal guard's favorite food or color had just popped up in front of him. However, it's his colleague who has just got him smiling from ear to ear like that. This is to tell you how meaningful and powerful simple check-ins at work can be. This royal guard is delighted to see his colleague, dressed in camouflage, drop by to see him. It must have warmed his heart a lot to finally see a familiar face and hear a familiar voice after hours of being alone in the midst of strangers. They share a chat, and whatever his colleague says has the royal guard giggling and grinning from ear to ear, breaking character in one of those rare moments. This veteran is making rounds, visiting the guards at the palace, but he hasn't forgotten the horses. He carries a small pouch of treats, and we can see him feeding a horse from it. While on duty, the horse often deals with unwanted pats, rubs, and touches. So, a treat is special, and it shows its appreciation by eating eagerly. The veteran must know how tiring it is to be at the mercy of unruly tourists for a long time, so he thought kindly of the horse. The royal guard on horseback couldn't hold back his smile as the horse eagerly munched on the snacks. While guards and their horses are naturally drawn towards children, they are also drawn to people with special needs, like this blind man in a green shirt. The royal guard encourages the horse to lean towards the blind man, who gently rubs the horse's neck. It's a kind gesture that demonstrates how kind and sincere most of the guards are at heart. This is another moment that shows royal guards softening their demeanor and duty constraints for people with special needs. This woman with special needs is led to the horse, and the kind royal guard adjusts his grip on the reins so the horse can lean towards the woman. She takes the opportunity to pet the horse gently, and the crowd is swoon. We can hear cheers and adoration from the crowd as they watch all of this happen. In an astonishing moment, this royal guard lowered the head of the horse so this woman, bound to a wheelchair, can pat its head. The woman, bound to the wheelchair, is carrying a small baby and courageously approached the royal guard and the horse. The kind guard adjusts his hold on the reins so the horse can lower its head into the woman's appreciative hands. We can see how this puts a huge smile on the woman's face. The baby also looks excited to touch the horse, and the horse feels connected to the pair. The guard's kind gesture may have been the breaking protocol, but it touched lives. As much as it's a rule to give guards space when taking photos as a tourist, it's also common courtesy to respect people's personal space, especially a stranger. This grandmother and her grandson displayed utmost respect for this royal guard by keeping their distance as they posed for a photo. The guard, impressed by what they had done, shuffled closer to them so their photo would be perfect. Some tourists are so stubborn that they have to be reminded not to touch the Queen's guard, but this pair have shown themselves to be a model for others to follow. That gesture from the guard must have made their day even better than it already was. This guard quickly grants this young man the permission to take photos with him, not expecting what would happen next. The royal guard must be used to tourists coming up to him to take photos, some asking for permission and others neglecting to ask. They take their photos and walk away, so the guard is quite surprised when this boy takes the photo and shows the guard the result. He nods his approval of the photo and is even more surprised when the boy shows it to his friends, and a hearty laughter follows. Even the guard cannot hold back his laughter no matter how hard he tries. The group of friends move closer and share a small chat with the guard, who seems genuinely happy to be in their company. The atmosphere here is quite sweet as the couple poses with a sign that says, "Our little girl." It appears that the royal guard on duty is their daughter. The guard can't help but smile while she is on horseback. She does her best to hide the smile, but the sweetness of the gesture is just too much to control. The pride and joy in her parents' eyes are so evident for all to see. The crowd cheers and awe the couple and the guard in admiration. It's not unusual for tourists to dress in guard costumes while visiting the palace. Most of the time, the endgame is to see the guard, smile, acknowledge them, or just wave. Other times, some tourists just want to annoy the guards. However, two little girls wear guard caps while visiting the palace with their mother. They approach this guard to pose for a photo, and the guard smiles at them. It's unusual to see royal guards smile, as they are always stern-faced and focused on the job. But this guard breaks protocol. Even if it's just for a few seconds, it made the girl's day. One more clip to show you how gentle royal guards are towards children. The genuine aura of children disarms their stern demeanor, no matter how upsetting the circumstances could be. This royal guard is seen smiling gently in a direction, and in a closer look, we see a cute baby staring sweetly at her. Her cute face must have touched the guard a lot because she couldn't hold back a smile. If you want to see more episodes, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for more.